Welcome to episode 7 of our NWA Flashback series. We've been dithering between, not yet, JJ, 84, 85, 86, and 87. And this is the perfect time of the year where we're building to Starrcade, the granddaddy of them all. They really should have copyrighted that before WWE stole it, but hey ho. John was against by Lissy, Almeida, and John Jacobs, wearing a very inappropriate NXT shirt right now for Jim Crockett Promotions. We'll let you off, JJ. We're going to look at the November 24th episode of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling from 1984, where the World Heavyweight Champion, the real World Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, is about to have a showdown with the number one contender, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Lissy, apart from the glorious entrance music, what have you been enjoying about Mid-Atlantic Wrestling from the halcyon days of the 1980s?
Ooh, apart from the music, because you know that entry is top tier. You can't beat it. I would have to say, I really like the promos and the interviews. They're just, Flair comes on raging like a madman. He puts everybody over, and Dusty does the same thing for his guys. And I mean, we really missed that. I think the promos today, they don't always hit the same way that these older ones do. So I really enjoy that.
Now, JJ, you've commented before about the promos, just in terms of, you can tell they're all roughly between 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and they just go. And you've been given a couple of points and get this point across. Do you want?
Yeah, the kids say they hit different. We're going to see some promos here. Joe Frazier's kicking about, right? The legendary
Smoking Joe?
Smoking Joe Frazier is going to be knocking around in this episode, so I'm excited to see what happens.
At the time in 84, he's 40 years old. I think he was Olympic champion? He's definitely world heavyweight champion. There you go. He won the men's boxing 64 in Tokyo, but he was also a world champion afterwards. I think he'd fought Muhammad Ali, but he was the special guest referee for Flair Dusty, their first big match, because Flair won the first Starrcade the year before, and Dusty came out after the match and said, "I'm next, Daddy." And, you know, new long-term booking work. So if you're watching it on the W Network, it's Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, episode 3581. If you are, like Lissy on the cock, you're going to go to?
Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, season 12, episode 47, November 24th, 1984.
It's rated TV PG, which is the same for JJ's Dance Moves. And we're going to click play in 3, 2, 1, go. And the immortal intro. No dancing. Wow, okay.
No, I'm not
JJ,
doing it.
you tried.
You mugged me off.
You peaked too soon.
Dance.
I dance. I'm too white. I'm sorry. I dance like Chandler at a wedding. That's Carlton, actually.
I was gonna say just this.
It's almost Carlton's time. I mean, am I being very lewd, or is just the Raging Bull just sound like a perfect name for a porn star?
Definitely, 100%.
And this is probably. You look at this type of intro to a show, you think that is exactly what Vince McMahon wanted to get away from.
What, as in, like, two wrestlers in the ring, bang, here we go.
That Southern wrestling, two guys, no character, no real obvious, but you'd say that definition, right?
Well, Vince was big on the characters.
Vince was big on the big meaty men slapping meat.
Can we talk about modern wrestling and how they open shows? Like, there's a clear distinction, right? If you watch a Raw or SmackDown, you're gonna have like a 20-minute like promo train of, right? And if you watch AEW, you're gonna have a banger of a match, basically. Like that's your choice, right? You've got promo or banger of a match. That's your opener.
And you say
there's a better way to do. I think there's a better way to do things. Like, I don't think a 20-minute promo where you just got person coming out is the way to do it. But I do enjoy. It should mix it up. No, like I would love a Dynamite to open with a promo. Like when you just come off a big.
Do you think at the time of recording? It's the 17th. Do you think Hangman opens the show on Dynamite tonight?
I think that would be amazing, and I think that would be such a fantastic change of pace. And how good would that be? Because they've not done it. They've never done it. I mean, have they ever opened with a promo on Dynamite?
I think when Jericho was the champion, they did a few times, but I don't think. Do you think TK just doesn't have the confidence in certain guys to go out and?
No, he's got confidence to be able to go out and cut promos. He's got confidence to be able to go out and cut promos. It's about whether.
Well, I think he's also like they try very hard to distinguish themselves from the WWE format.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah. It's like, it's okay to do some of the things that they've done because they've been successful at a lot of the things that they've done. So it's okay to take bits and pieces from the old school model versus the WWE model and make something that everybody wants to see.
And then contrastingly, like we saw Brett and Owen open that 96 episode of Raw. I thought that was great. They both came in well, good entrances, good 10-minute match. Obviously, Austin ran in, but yeah, there are more than one way to skin a cat. Who the hell is that? I can't. Who the hell is that? That's
Arn Anderson.
That's Don Canoodle on the right. I know that.
That's Arn Anderson on the right. What are you talking about?
I mean, he's growing that mullet out, despite the fact the front part of the head hasn't really caught the message. So the story, this is Ole Anderson, who's a good guy here. I think Ole Anderson's a babyface. He was a friend of, Don Canoodle is a friend of Ole, and they attacked him and beat him up, so Ole gets to pick a partner. And I think he gets someone like Thunderbolt. Oh, damn, not good in this caveat. They get some old guy, but this is Old Tribe. But we're going to build to Starrcade. I can't say old stuff because I'm fearful of Lissy's reactions now.
I don't know what's happening. I feel like we should track this so that people can understand the confusion that we're enjoying here.
It's a wonderful sport coat on Davy Crockett. That's what I'll take from that.
No idea what just happened.
It's okay.
They're not the start of the show. The entire show is built around Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes.
But
Dick Slater, a man who's actually in the KKK. There you go.
Sorry, we'll come back to that, Jack. Back to what you were saying. Like I wouldn't.
That's Dickie Murdoch. That's wrong.
I would not mind AEW opening up with a promo once in a while. Like sometimes things happen and you want it to be addressed. Like there's a big story, you want it to be addressed. That's what you're waiting for. I remember, when you're watching Raw as a kid, you waited 7 days for the massive thing that just happened to be addressed. You don't care about two big stars fighting. You want to hear, you want that thing to be addressed. I don't think Hangman needs to come out this week. That thing doesn't need to be addressed. Actually, do you know what I think would be cool? Would be if the Young Bucks came out and addressed the situation and explained
today's official cowboy shit day.
Today is cowboy shit day.
He's got to come out. It's his hometown, right?
No, I mean, he will have his moment. He will.
I think that JJ, what you're alluding to here is the fact that in WWE's format, the way that they usually end the show has a lot of question marks, right?
Yes,
so especially back then, so you'd be so excited to be like, oh shit, how are they going to open up the show? Oh, right. Last week when you ran down and you interfered, or last week when you got me disqualified or whatever, like it built on the story. Whereas I don't know if, because of the way that the way that AEW is booked, there's not a lot that's left at the end that is having those question marks. So maybe they don't feel the need to bring that, address to the beginning of the show.
Yeah. But my question marks after Full Gear are, what are the Young Bucks doing?
Okay.
And also, if Eddie Kingston came out to cut a promo on I would that would be a totally fine opening 10 minutes to Dynamite for me. Like,
yeah, someone you want to hear from.
I would sit there, like, because he can stand there and cut a promo, or Punk, or Brian, or Miro. Like, any of those guys could stand there and cut a promo for 10 minutes, and I would not be mad about it. So, because they've got stuff that's happened out of Full Gear. Brian's like, I'm going to do this after, you know, I'm the next person that's going to battle for the title. Miro, I missed my fucking chance, but I need to take this, and this is what I need to do. Eddie Kingston, I lost to CM Punk, but I'm not finished, and, you know, whatever. Or Punk, I finished off Eddie Kingston, and I'm looking forward to the title, and that's my next spot. I'm looking forward to CM Punk and Hill, but there's so many things that they could do. Like, I'm not a booker. I've had some gin and tonics. I'm not going to sit here and try and book AEW. Tony Khan's a way better booker than I am. But, you know, all I'm saying is every Dynamite and Rampage opens with a killer match. And I'm not mad about that. But I would be happy to see some promos open up pay-per-view.
Especially Punk debut, didn't it? Save the Last Dance, or whatever it's called.
Say again?
The Last Dance, or the First Dance, or it's called. Punk debuted for the promo.
Yeah.
You opened the show with it.
It's totally fine to just come in and open up a weekly show with a promo. It's okay. Tony, don't be scared, mate. I know you're watching. Don't be scared. All right, buddy.
Okay.
Always listen to Busted Open.
JJ wants it.
Yeah, they said I'm Busted Open. We know the listing. Bully Ray thinks he knows everything.
Bully Ray knew shit. I told you.
And they were
Hangman, I said in our group chat, Hangman was a 1 to 10 shot. And Lissy was like, is that real odds? No, that's my odds. Hangman was absolutely nailed on. I was waiting for Jack because Jack, you thought that he wasn't going to do it.
Oh, I thought he'd win the belt.
I wanted you to buy it. I wanted you to bet some money.
No, I thought he'd win the belt.
No, you said that he wouldn't win it, and then he'd win it in a few weeks.
No, I said that was the idea he put forward, and it made sense if you wanted. The problem is, if you start trying to build your business model about trying to improve TV ratings, the pay-per-views become worthless. Like, if you do that, and especially to the crowd I think that's one of the first times I've ran Minneapolis. If you've bought a ticket for a big pay-per-view, and you've kind of been hinted that he's going to win the title, you know, he's a new man, I'm back. If you bought that pay-per-view, wow, these guys are putting a lot of botches here, by the way. Dickie Slater's not on his best one. If you bought that pay-per-view and the guy gets screwed and he wins it 2 weeks later in Dynamite, you think, I feel fucking shortchanged here. Like, you've lied to me. And it'd be fine if you were the WWE where your pay-per-view business isn't really that much anymore. You know, you're on the Peacock or the network. Your business is built around TV rights fees.
Right.
That's fine. But I thought and then Bully and Dave discussed it on Monday, and Dave says, well, if he doesn't win the belt there, 12,000 mid-bill, go home and happy. And Bully goes, is that a bad thing? Yes. Yeah. 12,000 mid-bill, go home and happy. Yes, that's a bad thing. Heat, brother.
I think this is.
Yeah, I think he was saying it from the Heat perspective, but not really thinking about.
I get the idea.
But we all agreed, like, we were a little bit underwhelmed by the match and the win itself, right?
That I think it was more the pacing of the framing of the card and the show was bad.
But do you know what? The fans were there for 4 hours, and they were still so hot for Hangman's title win. Mm. They were still massively hot for that win. Like, surely
that shows how over he is.
Hot. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, by the way, can we send a happy birthday to Johnny Weaver here? If you search any photos of Johnny Weaver, the master of the Weaver look, his forehead looks like some of the potholes. Some of the potholes in Huddersfield's rougher areas of town. Absolutely ripped to shreds. That man loved the Blade. Loved Blade more than Wesley Snipes. And it's his 79th. It's his 79th birthday today. So happy birthday, Johnny Weaver.
Is this the man that I quit used to have a forehead in our last episode?
I think so. Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I believe it was. Yeah.
Mike Davis, Danny Brown, guys, does not just sound.
How are these people?
This is still very much the territory, remember? This is before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The first WrestleMania was 4 months away.
Did you type this up on your Atari?
Mike Graham is the son of legendary booker Eddie Graham, who was the Dreams mentor. I think he taught a lot of... His dad taught Bill Watts as well. But yeah, these guys aren't exactly... Brass Knuckles Championship.
Whoa.
As if there's a champion.
The Black Bart. Tuxedo street fight.
Yeah, the evolution of Starrcade. The boogeyman, Jimmy Valiant. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Valiant leaves and comes back. A tuxedo street fight loser. This is like when you were playing SmackDown versus Raw, or like even the old WWF Attitude games, and you're making your own gimmick matches.
You're being too generous.
Cowboy Ron Bass against Dick Slater. Yeah, this is we're not quite there yet in terms of 85 and 86, and we peaked there anyway. Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson,
and a mystery partner,
and Keith Larson.
Okay, that's his mystery partner. There we go. We've unveiled
the
Koloss.
That can't be right.
It literally said mystery partner, and then they just gone boom.
There's two very good matches on this card. Tully versus Steamboat for the US title.
Steamboat.
Or for the TV title.
$10,000 for the winner, yeah?
Steamboat was supposed to be positioned as the number one babyface in the territory. He'd been with Crockett for like 7 years. And Dusty went...
I love Steamboat.
And Dusty kind of went, yeah, I'm the main guy around here.
Wahoo, McDaniel. What kind of name is that?
Oh, Dusty.
He's an Indian
Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
He said, Dusty said, I'm the main guy around here.
Yeah, Dusty went, I'm the main sports attraction here, Daddy. So Steamboat went up north and made a shitload of money working for Vince. The $1 million contest.
Let me tell you guys, I knew nothing of Ricky Steamboat before the Jericho versus the Legends match at WrestleMania. Is that bad?
Are you a wrestling fan? Are you even a wrestling fan?
Do you even lift, bro?
Nope.
Even a wrestling. Let's go. We've got the name. Oh, who drew that? Jesus Christ.
I knew of him, but I genuinely never seen. I mean, I may have seen one or two of his matches, but like.
And you know what?
We should try.
That's a pro.
Do you know what's so?
He was yet to be the man. You got to beat the man.
We gone from like last week when we watched this stuff, and he's just going fucking crazy, putting off his shirt, going absolutely mental.
That was 1987.
Sit there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'm not saying it's a continuation of. I'm saying he can sit there quietly, and put over the same thing, just by sitting there quietly on a sofa, and he still has that same level of gravitas, and he grabs your attention in the same way, just by sitting there quietly. So he doesn't need to have all this like pomp and circumstance around him. He does that, and he can do it, but he can just sit there on his sofa, have a conversation with you, and still grab your attention so much better than anyone ever does. Do you know what I mean? Like, he can do here, and he can do down here, and it still does the same job. He just does what he wants to do as he wants to do it. Do you know what I mean?
It's because, like, at 87, he's the bad guy. He's been a bit more... When he's pointing out the things I've got, it's to shove it in your face there. He said, look, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a banker. I have everything here because of professional wrestling. Everything I have is because I'm that good a wrestler. I earn a lot of money. Yeah. And if the guy who wants to be world champion is going to take this, he's got to beat these possessions here prove I'm the best. I'm not being lavish. I'm just saying the facts here. Like I said, he chooses different. I think Eric Bishop calls it different gears.
Yeah.
Or being able to go at a different rate. That is the
genius of Ric Flair. I mean, if you look at the last episode and you look at this episode, that is the genius of Ric Flair in those two episodes that we've done here. I think like that will show you the genius of Ric Flair.
And the thing was, so Flair was always announced as being from Charlotte, North Carolina. This was his syndicated show for the Carolinas. Let's track it because we've got a young, Tully Blanchard here, who's been back in the territory for the best part of a year, and he's the Wahoo, the man of few words.
Yeah, so I was saying earlier,
I'm going to say this: Wahoo was a real Native American, so he was entitled to be dressing like this.
Correct.
That's all.
I was saying before that I didn't know Ricky Steamboat before the Jericho match. So, slay me. Tell me why I should.
You probably wouldn't. I mean, WWE won the war, right? So they get to write history. Steamboat Steamboat was huge in the Carolinas, 83, 84. He then was in the WWF until like 88, 89. He beat Flair to become world champion in 89. They had the greatest 3-match trilogy of all time during that year. And Steamboat went back, I think, in 90. When he became the guy who could actually breathe fire, the Dragon.
Do you guys remember that match, the Jericho match? Jack, did you see that?
I know that. I haven't seen it. I've heard Jericho talk about where he had to wrestle a legend, right? At WrestleMania.
I mean,
he looked
was up
great.
Against, it was Ricky, and it was the Scottish guy that's not Scottish, Roddy Piper. Yeah, and someone
Scottish guy was Scottish.
Someone else.
Oh, JJ, I was showing
Ricky
some old Mid-Atlantic.
Ricky Steamboat, but Ricky was 50, 55, and he was like if you had Jericho versus Steamboat in a one-on-one match, that would have been a phenomenal match. And
can I
Steamboat
at
55, 60, right? Like, come on.
Let me just track this. We'll come to this next because we have. This is what I want about where Flair is dressed for
Cheltenham.
Dusty's just thrown his hat out of the crowd. This is a recap from last week. And Dusty was set up for...
You love him so much. Like, I just love him.
He's the common man. He's like...
Love him.
Flair's the guy with the lavish stuff and limousines.
I've got a baby right here. I love him.
All I do this is for my kid, baby. That
makes me love him.
Look at Tully's prancing. Look at that prance.
Wait. Hold on. How old
Steamboat.
How old was Cody when he was saying these things?
Cody
hadn't been born yet.
Okay. How old was Dustin when he was saying these things?
Dustin was about 14 there.
He was a 2-year-old. I hate him a little bit.
The 2-year-old daughter is Teal. If you've watched Road to the Top, she's Cody's older sister. Okay. She's the feisty one.
All right.
Anyway, Steamboat, you were saying the Jericho thing. So I've listened to Jericho talk about this on his podcast, and he comes back to Vince and says, Steamboat is still better than 90% of the roster now.
Yes, yeah.
And they ran a house show, him versus Steamboat, for next month.
Really?
Yeah, and he came out to Vince going, Vince, he's like one of the best of all time, and he's still better than everyone there.
Yeah.
So that's it. Jericho got all the bookings plans, Jen, and they ran the house show. And Steamboat beat him with a small package. Everyone he goes, I don't care. You're beating me.
I love that. That's so that. I mean, I don't like Jericho as a human being, but I appreciate that.
He said he just whispered to him because they changed one of the whatever match they were the first one is WrestleMania finish, WrestleMania 3, and Jericho was supposed to beat him. He went, just do as I tell you. I'll take the heat in the back. WrestleMania 3 finish, roll up.
Listen, can we discuss the weird thing that happened at Full Gear?
Which is?
Go ahead.
Okay, there's a million free agents, and you decided to book Jay Lethal.
What's wrong with Jay Lethal?
Well, he's got like a shit ton of allegations against him. Why did they do it? Like, it's not even like, why? Like, are you excited? Are you guys excited about Jay Lethal?
I've read the allegations. It'd be obviously.
Okay, all right. Take the allegations out of it. Would you be excited, allegations free, if they said, hey, Jay Lethal? Are you excited about Jay Lethal versus Sammy Guevara? Take the allegations out.
Follows No Contact Flair on Instagram. He's always been quite nice with us with the clips. He's a good worker. In the words of JR, he's got solid hand, good fundamentals.
But this is the thing, like, good fundamentals, right? But like, there's 100 incredible workers out there, and you're going with Jay Lethal. Tony Schiavone went, we got a good young.
He's 36.
The word was young. And I'm like, okay.
The thing is, right, in 2005, Ring of Honor, brilliant. He had a good match with Punk for the title. He beat Samoa Joe for the Pure title.
Chuck, I was watching it at the same time as you were on the wrestling channel on fucking
2021
channel we could find.
That was the time, and then he did the impressions of Flair and Macho Man.
We love Flair. We wanted to see that.
But he did a great program with Flair in Impact.
Is this going to be another Matt Hardy? Like,
no,
it's just going to take up TV time from the women and the good people that could be there. And
so JJ, I think what you're trying to say is, and I understand this. It's really, for me, it's less about Jay Lethal. It's more about
where are you going with this?
Where are we now, right? And I think a few weeks ago we talked about this, guys. So I think I said it when I said when is it going to become WWE Junior, or like too many of the well-known names that are just kind of like flocking there. And of course, you have to take into consideration there's been some releases by WWE recently that we, anticipate to be, at least a couple people signed by AEW eventually, right? So I think, JJ, where you're saying is, what are we going to do with the talent we already have, or the growing talent that's already within the company, instead of bringing in people just because they have a name?
I get that.
Well, okay. Jay Lethal, like, what does he add? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're Tony Khan, right, and you're going, okay, there's ROH have basically folded, right? And you're looking at the opportunities that you've got from ROH. How is Jay Lethal number one on your list?
He's a great worker. He's a great in-ring worker.
Okay, but how many people in ROH are great workers?
I don't know what I'm just trying. I'm not saying I'm for it or against it. I'm answering your question. What does he bring? I've answered. They go, yeah, but that's shit.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
If you what, I'll give you.
And then when you add in the allegations.
How many gin and tonics have you had tonight?
2. Okay. No, but I just don't. I don't dislike Jay Lethal. I just don't get it.
Anyway, Dick Slater here with Bob Caudle and the Mid-Atlantic TV. All those people who are watching us for 80s Wrestling Talk, well, they're fucking clicked off. So, never mind.
Listen, if you like Jay Lethal, fair fucks you.
Yeah, I don't see myself, presumably. I did like the... I think it was on the Rampage Full Gear review by Wilborn and Tidgy going. He clearly just he pops the books on with his impressions that hired him. Basically,
really,
that must be it. Like he was friends with Cody and the Bucks in. He's been in Ring of Honor for like 6 years, right?
Yeah.
When Cody and the Bucks were there for a good few years. Who the hell is this guy?
But like,
he's got a beard like you, JJ. That's actually uncanny. Buzz Tyler.
Hey, that's me.
Except JJ's tall and skinny.
His legs are too thick.
Yeah. JJ's got, I wouldn't say full Peter Crouch, but he's more that than Buzz Tyler. What's with these knee shakes?
It's a lot happening.
Tommy Young. Yes, I don't agree with Jay Lethal, but I get the point you're trying to make. With the allegations that are around him, it's a strange one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are better wrestlers that don't have, John Gresham, for one, for me. who I would love to see in AEW. I don't think you know him too. You probably don't know the ROH roster very well right now.
I apart from coming back in about 20. When did All Out come back? 2018.
Yeah.
So that's when I came back into wrestling after being out.
I mean, you probably don't know the ROH roster right now, but
I know the Briscoes. That's about it.
So I mean, the Briscoes would be a better show.
The Briscoes will be in. The Briscoes will be in.
I love the Briscoes.
But like, okay, I mean, there are other free agents from WWE. Bear in mind.
Okay, but they might want a lot of money, JJ.
Okay.
Maybe Lethal. Again, everything is like.
I just don't understand what Lethal adds to the AEW roster. For me personally,
maybe he fleshes it out.
Anything else aside from his wrestling, I'm not. Did Lethal come out and you go, oh my god, I'm fucking buzzing that Lethal's come here. I'm so excited to see what he can do. Was that you? Were you thinking that? Were you thinking I'm so excited to see what Jay Lethal can do here?
You talking to me?
Well, anyone.
All right.
Like anyone. Like,
I clicked on a clip that says
like,
Becky
so
Lynch shoots on Ric Flair and I was getting a bit excited thinking, she's tied her hair again in the week and it's looking tremendous.
Last pay-per-view, they had Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan. And this time, they went, hey, listen, before this main event, where we're going to pay off this 2-year feud, we're going to go, hey, here's Jay Lethal. Are you buzzing about that? I'm not. I don't care less. All he can do is some fucking, here's my Ric Flair impression.
JJ, I really thought he's there to put guys over.
I'm just not interested in Jay Lethal.
Okay.
And I think I just don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I feel like I'm digging a grave for myself here because you guys are sitting there like, oh my god, Jay Lethal's the fucking best, and why are you saying
Lethal, good hand to use a Jairism. I don't feel that strongly either way.
I don't get why.
I'm just more impressed that you have gone on about this for 7 minutes now. Before
the main event,
you spent more talking about Jay Lethal than you to create your 2 children.
Okay. It really took me down. It really brought me down before the main event, which I was really excited for. That's what it is for me. So
I was more watching, just confused, like, okay, why is this here? I don't understand it.
Well, yeah.
I just didn't get it.
Were you excited when when they said, here's this young guy that
I thought, okay, that's quite cool. And then Jay Lethal could be quite decent.
No, when Tony Schiavone said, here's this young guy, and you gone, who's that going to be? And then he went, Jay Lethal, who's 36.
He's young compared to Tony, that's why.
Maybe he's young. I mean, 36 is...
I thought they were going to do something. I thought they were going to do something. And then they said Jay Lethal, who the only reason he got over is because he did a Ric Flair impression. And your Ric Flair impression is better than Jay Lethal. That's what I'm saying.
But honestly, though, no. I'm not talking about the whatever logistics around Jay Lethal. But to be honest, a man of 35, 36 in wrestling is pretty young. Like, he can still go another 10 plus years if he can. I mean, realistically, I think in your 30s, that's when a lot of wrestlers really hit their stride and they get very good. Of course, you have some young guys like MJF, who's just amazing, and he can talk and he can wrestle, he can do everything at such a young age. But when you look at a lot of guys, it takes them till that time when they really hit their stride. So of course, I think Jay Lethal's had some great times in TNA, Impact, and ROH as well. So he's been around for a long time too. That's why it makes you feel like okay, he's not young. But when you look at like a person like a Keith Lee, would you consider him a super old guy? Huh?
You mean backup?
I hate you. But would you have the same palette to say he's an older guy, because we haven't known him as long as we've known Jay Lethal. He hasn't been in front of us that long.
No, you're right. But
and they're the same age.
But Keith Lee's talent is up here, and Jay Lethal's talent is I can do some impressions of Ric Flair.
You're missing a running.
That's all he's got.
Yeah, but Keith Lee also has a 90-day no compete clause, so
you're right. I don't know.
Do you want Bray? Do you want Bray Wyatt? Do you want Wyndham Rotunda, whatever it's called? Do you want him in the AEW?
I don't mind. I just
call me back.
Do you know what? There's a bigger conversation about how AEW structure their time that's not going to happen right here, right now. But
this is the go-home show for Starrcade, and they've ended it with fucking Buzz Tyler.
Who's Keith Larson, by the way?
The guy is going to be in the Grudge tag team match. Snob God Puddle's finest three-piece suit.
The Koloff, huh?
Keith Larson. A man of my 80s NWA knowledge, I've got no idea who this bloke is.
This is Keith Larson.
That's all I know.
But I'm saying in who he is in terms of longevity, history in the industry. Like, he wasn't long for the Crockett world.
If Jack doesn't know, it must be really bad.
He teamed with Ole Anderson to fight the Kolovs at Starrcade 85.
Ole Anderson?
Yeah.
But I'm saying he doesn't even have a Wikipedia entry.
Really?
Wow.
Keith Larson? Wow.
That's pretty low.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the local syndicated go-home show for the big pay-per-view of the year. It's yeah, Bob Cardle.
We should track this. This is the last.
Look at the sport con, David Crockett. He's ready for a day at the country club. You know what, Bob? I can't wait to go and play AT with my brother Jimmy. Right, that's very insulting. He's very lucky that he was the brother to be president of the company, because he wasn't very good. God love him, David. And that's why they brought Tony in.
Yes, is yet to come.
Jellyfill.
Hey, what's going on?
Jellyfill.
He's a sexual aggressor.
Lethal combination. JJ and Jin.
Touches women and they don't want to be touched.
Toxic combination.
That's good, fans. Let's go to the ring. So that was Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling from November 26th, 1984. Gigi, did you watch any of that by the Nature Boy Ric Flair?
No, I just watched Rick, and then I got angry about Jay Lethal.
I mean, you could see straight away by watching that 43 minutes show, the stars were very evident. Flair, Dusty, Wahoo, Tully. Everyone else looked like shit.
They were.
The only match that I'm excited about after watching that is Rick and Dusty.
Yeah, and you're also excited for Jay Lethal, Sammy Guevara.
I can't give that a shit. I want Jay Lethal to crawl into a hole and die.
Well, let's change. What are you excited for Survivor Series? Do draft.
Survivor Series is Roman Reigns fighting Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series.
Roman Reigns is fighting Big E.
Roman Reigns fighting Big E. Okay, I can watch that.
Are you sure you're not drunk?
And Becky's fighting Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
I watched that, and there's nothing else to be excited about for Survivor Series.
Shinsuke Nakamura against Damian Priest. Mid-card, mid-card.
Actually, Shinsuke, I fucking loved him 5 years ago, and Damian Priest has been the only thing that's been good on Raw, apart from Chad Gable in recent days. Has Chad Gable got a match at Survivor Series?
No, Shinsuke. Shinsuke's on SmackDown.
Well, Mike, Kevin Patrick. Go to WWE.com. Do some clicks.
So yeah, I mean, fine. But anything
Kevin
else?
Patrick.
I mean, I will not watch Survivor Series. I will not. I'll catch the highlights.
I have the network, and I still will be watching that show, Richard. So good luck to you all out there who will be.
Look, I live in a country where it would cost me staying up till 4 a.m. in the morning. So you've really got to get me hooked to get me to watch a pay-per-view. I'm not going to do it. The last time I stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch something was CM Punk. So
Dragon against Nick Jackson, I think, for me. Last time I watched it live. Rampage.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I had Lissy tell me, go bed. Wow. All right.
Yes.
But look,
yes, I was.
If it's good, I'll catch up on it. But is it going to be good?
I mean, Becky's gone very heavily onto this work shoot type interviews, promos. I think they're trying a little too hard. I get it, right? They're trying to.
I like it.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I've been keeping up with it. I appreciate it. But what's the match going to be? Is it going to be good?
And do you trust WWE to give you a clean finish?
No, never.
I don't.
Never.
I don't. I will watch.
Never. Have you ever trusted WWE to give you a clean finish?
Yeah. For those two, though, I just feel like they've done what haven't they done together, right? We've seen so much from them, and I think if we're listening to the crowd, you guys know I love Charlotte. I won't ever say anything badly about her.
I love Charlotte and Becky.
I know you do.
Both of them.
No, I know you do. I think right now Charlotte's getting a lot of heat because people are, so to speak, just tired of seeing her around the belt, right? But we get that. But she wanted to put Bianca over clean and didn't get, and that was not approved. So it is what it is, whatever, right?
Do you not think it's about controlling the narrative? I think they're quite aware, given her father, fiance, she could end up in another place soon. All the reports after that belt spot was like, Charlotte was the bitch. Yeah. Becky didn't do anything wrong.
Right, exactly. No, it is a lot about controlling the narrative, of course, right? And I think that they're playing this up a lot too to try to really make it look like there is a true rivalry. And I know a lot of the blogs have come out and confirmed, real backstage heat between Charlotte and Becky, just really trying to like build that. I get it, but she's still Charlotte at the end of the day. Like she is that talented. I think that she can be around that title picture. I think it's just the amount of times that she's had the belt that really bothers people. I don't necessarily think it's because she's the champion.
Well, she should go to another promotion and start a reign from having one. I mean, she's just the best. She's just.
They're not letting her.
That's how you turn Britt Baker babyface. You have Charlotte Flair turn up and beat the shit out of her. Can you imagine the AEW fans see that? They would turn on Charlotte like that. And that's how Britt becomes the biggest babyface of the company.
It's nice for you guys to dream, but WWE is not going to let Charlotte go. She would have to do something extremely egregious.
Why does she have to go? You don't know when a contract might end.
Who
knows? That's what I'm saying. I don't think her contract's coming up anytime soon in the very near future.
Let me text Sean.
Who's Sean?
Sean Mustap.
All right. Okay.
I see.
He's in my DMs. Don't worry. He's always looking for Nate Dirt.
No, Sean will know.
You guys are so cute.
Jack Milner. I talk to all the stars.
She's not appreciated at WWE. Is she? Like literally the best fucking moonsault that any woman has ever done, and she just does this crazy.
But I think
shit.
they want.
Charlotte's amazing. Charlotte's so good, and she should just be in AEW. Same with Chad Gable. He's the best fucking Royal wrestler.
You've had more than 2 gins tonight. Don't give me that shit. You've had more than 2 gins.
This is number 3.
I can tell by your eyes. God, I sound like your wife now.
Charlotte,
don't give me that. Gable. I know you've had more.
AEW.
But with your Charlotte, so it doesn't help with when Flair. So Becky, I'm guessing Becky's got a promo on Monday because Flair was on Twitter straight away going, you think you're the best at like choreographing stuff. You're going to get your ass kicked by the Queen on. So like, Rick, shut up. Please, you sound like a... He deleted his tweet because I quote tweeted it just going, no.
What was that tweet?
It goes, you think you're going to kick the Queen's ass on Sunday. You may be the best at choreographing stuff, but you're in there with a real athlete on Sunday and she's going to make you whatever. And I quote tweeted that with like, just shut up. And it came up saying, this tweet's been deleted. So I thought, oh, Rick's seen sense. And he just done it again, and he amended the 2 typos.
Oh, did you quote tweet it though? Did you quote tweet it?
And he starts every word with a capital.
Yes, have you noticed that? It needs.
That's how you can tell. Because like 5%, if that, of the tweets are like obviously by him, because he just capitalizes every word.
It's so stupid.
But yeah, the Charlotte Becky thing, you can see why him being the dad of her, you can see like Nikki ASH was the champion for 6 weeks just 3 months ago. She got beat.
Was it 6 weeks?
She got 6 weeks, right? She beat Charlotte for the belt in a 3-way and then lost it.
I love Nikki.
No, I didn't realize it was that long.
But she was the champion.
Nikki,
she was the champion 2 months ago. She was beaten 2 minutes on Raw last night. She's one half of the tag team champions. The other half of the tag team champions won a match against the other rival in 4 minutes. None of the matches mean anything.
This is what happens to me.
Do you want to talk with accent now,
I see people that I like on WWE, and I go, please come to AEW so I can like you properly.
Like Jay Lethal.
This is what happens to me. I go, Chad Gable, you're doing amazing work on WWE.
Do you mean Shorty G?
Run out your contract and come to AEW so you can do some good things. This is what happens to me.
I love Chad Gable.
WWE.
I just never heard him mentioned this many times consecutively.
Yeah. It's like you bought shares in Chad Gable.
I love him. He's the best.
I thought we knew you well, but
he's had the best match on the last 3. Right, watch Raw for the last 3 weeks. If any of you out there can watch Raw for the last 3 weeks and go, the best match that has happened has been involving Chad Gable. He's the best. Just come to it.
That's like saying the hottest girl in Dewsbury. You know what I mean? It's like, Lissy, you don't know where Dewsbury is, but for the 3 people out there who are still watching, they're out.
It's bad. Like, if anytime I watch WWE and I think, wow, you're fucking good, please come to AEW so I can enjoy you properly. Like, bad, isn't it? This is what WWE is now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out how we got here from. Are you looking forward to Survivor Series?
Yeah, I don't really know. But hey, here we are. Should we end this episode?
I think we should.
It's time.
Anyway, so that was Mid-Atlantic Wrestling from November 26th, the prelude to Starrcade 84, the $1 million challenge between the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and the American Dream.
Great Chad Gable.
American Dream Dusty Rhodes with Smoking Joe Frazier as the special guest referee. We'll be back in a week's time where we've got the aftermath of Starrcade. We don't know yet whether it's 85, 86 or 87. It'll be from one of those 3 years, depending on if he's got gin, she's got free time, and I'm out of the hospital. Until then, for the 3 of us, thanks for watching and see you next week.